Hey guys, Charlani here. Thank you so much for tuning in to Charlani TV. In this video, I am going to show you how I decorate my dining room table tiered trays and turn these empty trays into this beautiful centerpiece. I start by setting everything up in one area. I have an idea of what I want the palette to look like. I just bring over some of my favorite things and we'll just place them and play around with it. And I really don't have a strategy of how I'm going into it. I just have an idea of the colors that I want, and I've got some things over that, well, I think will work together. So what I have here on these trays is actually left over from what we did with the fall tiered trays. And this past fall is when I really absolutely fell in love with the process of decorating trays. And I had gone into Pinterest and Google and found all just so many inspo picks and bought a bunch of picks and just different foliage. These are just pine cones that are loose, which I'll use to kind of plug into open spaces. And so I'm starting to just stack everything onto the trays. And I don't, like I said, have any strategy to this. I just kind of place and see what fits where. So I'm kind of just placing things where I think they'll look good and then adjusting accordingly. Like I think that these two guys are close together, so I'll take this off, set it there. And I think I want him here because it gives that some space. And then I think this will look good here. So we just do it that way. And then this is a lot of white. So I'll take this candle out and I'll move this candle here. And I think that looks a lot better. It looks a lot more cohesive, I feel like. And then we could put this candle back here, which adds a little bit of white onto that side too. And so I'll just put the foliage, like there's just a lot of foliage that I'll place in between things. And again, it's just a matter of tweaking and seeing what works for your eye. And just remember that there's no right or wrong way to do this. If you like it, it's good. Okay, so super bummed that my camera kept falling and I didn't realize that as I started to record, I completely cut off the bottom here where I was placing the foliage. But just know that I basically layer the sticks onto each other. I shove them in there and then I kind of spread out the greenery so you don't see much of the table or the tablecloth. But I'm just going in and I'm just stacking the foliage and the leaves on top of each other. Now this tiered tray is our dining room table centerpiece, so you gotta get the back side too. I'm using some loose pine cones. I got those little house blocks from Target, from the dollar section, and then I got these Believe ornaments. I believe those are from Target's dollar section as well. Might have been from Hobby Lobby. It was in my Christmas haul that I did just a few days ago, but so I'm sticking the foliage the same way that I did up in the front. And the only thing to kind of keep in mind is that when you shove those sticks in there, just to make sure that the other side continues to look good as well, you can cut those sticks or you can just bend them so that they're not as long. But usually it's fine just the way they are. That way you don't have to bring out your wire clippers or anything, and you can just kind of layer them on each other and hide the sticks under the foliage of the other ones on the other side. It worked for me. I didn't have to cut any of those. And just like the front, I just started placing things where I thought they would look good. And I absolutely loved the way that this backside turned out. Almost as much as I love the way that the front side turned out. It it absolutely worked. And I'm so happy that I was able to get 2 of those block buildings because, I mean, how great do they look, right? The theme back here just worked, and I don't think it competed with the front side at all. I do think that it just complemented it, and there wasn't a lot of contrast there because we kept the back side super simple. But we just layered some extra pine cones in there. And then any of the extra foliage that I didn't need for the backside, like a bunch of those extra pine cones, I just went ahead and started placing them in any of the holes on the front side. Because the front side is pretty much the main focal point, like if I needed to choose which side to make more just extra, I would obviously choose the front side. But we had extras that I didn't need for the back side, and I just went ahead and started layering and plugging things in. This pine cone was bothering me because there's a little bit of space there. I wanted it to look like it was just one big piece. So I just shoved it in there. But absolutely love the way this came out. So pretty and so festive. The last thing to do was to get our lights on, and these are just simple little fairy lights. Got them off of Amazon, and I just went through and started at one side and just ran it all the way through. This was not super easy. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this, but this definitely took some time to do. I was worried about the wires being there, but it actually works just fine. Look at this. I mean, can you even? It gives me all the happiness for sure. Love the way that it turned out, and everything worked together. And I'm sure that over the holiday season, I will more than likely add to it, maybe move things around a little bit. But for now, I think this is absolute perfection. And if you're new to decorating tiered trays, you just have to start. You just have to go in and start placing the items you have and then add things around it. And so here you can see it looks good even without the candles lit and the lights on. But this right here is everything. The dining room tiered tray, centerpiece in all its glory. Absolutely love it. I hope that you have liked this video. If you did, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to Charlani TV, I would love it if you did. Hope you're having a great holiday season so far. Bye.